Going on, everyone? It's Brandon from Authentic Boerboel. I'm back to do another video for you guys. Today we're gonna do a video on purchasing your first Boerboel and the price of the Boerboel. I get a lot of questions about the price, on the puppy, and I get a lot of people aren't expecting the price to be what the price is. So I figured I'd do a video, give you all a deeper inside look on what goes on behind the scenes so you understand why the price is the price. And also just to explain my purchase process and how you go about getting a puppy. So let's get into this video. But before we do that, I want to thank everybody for subscribing and liking on my videos. We just reached 1,000 subscribers not too long ago. I appreciate all of you guys. Let's keep running it up and let's do this. Let's get into this video. All right, first thing we're gonna go over is doing your research on the breed. Before contacting breeders, you want to sit and do your own research. Look into the breed, the history of the breed, temperament, do's and do nots. Understand that it's not for first-time pet owners and why. Look into pedigrees, different kennels. Look out there and just, browse around before you just get to calling breeders and asking a bunch of questions, because from my experience, it's hard for me to, think that you're a good candidate for one of my puppies if you call in and you don't know anything about the breed and you're wanting to know about a puppy and the price. I mean, this is a dog that's not for everybody. It's a great dog, don't get me wrong, it's a great dog. I love the dog, that's why I got into breeding, because I fell in love with this breed. It's the best dog I ever had, but it's not for everybody. You gotta understand that, it's not for everybody. So, don't take that the wrong way. I just would rather people do your research, look into the breed, look into everything before you just call breeders, ask a lot of questions, because we're busy people, especially when we got litters, we got family, we got kids. I got a 2-year-old, running around, getting into a lot of things. It's hard for me to sit on the phone and answer a bunch of questions when you're not even about to purchase a dog. You're talking about purchasing one a year from now or 6 months from now. It doesn't, I don't mind when you call, ask about the price, ask about my process, stuff like that. No biggie. I don't care to do that. We can be off the phone in about 5 minutes, but I can't really sit on the phone with you for about half an hour and explain the history of the breed and the temperament and all those things. Those are things you really need to do on your own time and do it at your own discretion. So that's the first thing I wanted to go over. The next thing we're gonna go over is the price of the Boerboel. Over the years, the prices went up significantly. I understand, if you look on Google, it tells you, I think, $1,200 to, $2,500, I think, or something like that. That's very, very off. It's not right. Right now, the average price of the Boerboel is about from $3,000 to $4,000, sometimes $5,000, depending on, the dog and the pedigree, the color, anything like that. It just depends. Just different things cost different prices. That's just, and then some people's prices, their price. And if the dog's, if it litters in high demand, this is how it is. It's with anything. Gas prices, they go up, they go down. It's just how it is. When I first got into the Boerboel was, I think, $3,000. Now, the average price is about between $35,000, $4,000. Mine personally, for $4,000. Sometimes $5,000, just depending on colors, like my black and tans, or anything that's real rare and it doesn't come out very often. I'm gonna sell that for more, because I mean it's not promised to come back, and I'm not promised to have that again. So I look at it as that's something you should pay more for. That's just my opinion. And then I also want to just give you guys an inside look and an understanding of everything that goes on behind the scenes and why that price is what it is. First, I want to say, it's not free to have dogs and run a dog program. I understand, a lot of people think we just do this and make all this money and, and that's all it is. No, most of this money goes right back into our programs, especially if we're passionate about it and take it serious. Like me, I take it serious, is what I do full time. I have about 9 dogs. It costs me about $120 a week to feed my dogs. I run through about 100 pounds of dog food a week. I'm buying Heart Guard every month, that costs money. Dewormer every month, that costs money. Dewormer can run from $130 to, $200 a month. Vet bills at any time, any given time, you have to take a dog to the vet, anything can happen, that costs money. And vet trip to the vet's gonna cost you at least, less than $150 half the time, $150 to $300. That's like the average on a vet trip. My bills are gonna go up, my water bill's gonna go up. When I'm whelping puppy, my electric bill's gonna skyrocket. I got this incubator right here that's gonna run my electric bill up. I got these heat lamps that are on running 24/7 for about 4 or 5 weeks. That's gonna run my electric bill up. It costs money to have the dog program. It's just, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it costs money. So I got to be able to fund that. I got to be able to take care of my dogs properly. I know y'all, I mean, unless y'all just want my dogs to be living, terribly, I don't know what to tell you. My price is my price. I got to make sure that everything is, taken care of and running correctly. And, I also got to take care of my family. So that's just how things are. I mean, I really don't have time to have a job and stuff like that anymore when, I'm breeding full time and got dogs, I got to take care of. I got to walk every day and invest all this time into. So, that's something you just guys have to understand. But the main cost I want to talk about, let's get into, is just having a litter itself is very expensive. It's not free to have a litter of puppies, because let's say these dogs, these Boerboels, they're hard to get a natural tie with. So if we have a male and a female here, it's hard to get a natural tie most of the time. So 9 times out of 10, you got to go to the vet and do an AI. I could do it myself and save some money, but I prefer a professional to do it. Somebody I know that's doing it correctly, and I don't have no worries. I'm not messing my dog up. I'm not damaging anything in their insides. I'm not, infecting anything. I know it's being done correctly, and I sleep better at night doing it that way. So, that costs money. Surgicals, they can cost money. Surgicals can run anywhere between $300 to $500. Shipping semen costs, I just paid like $800 to ship some semen here to breed the Karma. Surgicals, they cost money. If you do a surgical insemination, that's going, I think I just mentioned that already. That's about like $300 to $500 sometimes. It just depends. Stud services itself, me, I don't just breed any Boerboel together. I don't have 2 Boerboels and just, right, I'm just breed these 2 together. No, I carefully plan my breedings. I look, when I get my dogs appraised, I look at what they lack, and I go find a male that is strong in the areas that they lack. That way, I'm correcting everything I possibly can and trying to, potentially make a better dog. That's the goal of breeding these dogs, is making the better Boerboel. There's no such thing as a perfect Boerboel. There's no such thing as a perfect dog, period. It's just, the goal is to just do it to your best, ability. So that's what I do. So I go out, I seek the best dog. A dog that I feel, is compatible to my dog in the best way. Let's say with this breeding I just did with Luca, I'm gonna break it down to you. Luca has great, great genetics with the colors, deep red, very rare color. Great pedigree, Miss Rubenstein is a father. He carries the tricolor gene, very rare. 2-tone reds, very rare. Deep red, very rare. My good friend AJ at 100 Texas Boerboels, he's got a great dog, praised at a 93. Delma Bucks, South African import, also like Luca. He's a red male. He's got great movement. Great. He's got great muzzle, lips, real tight. Movement's excellent. Great top line, great angulation. Luca is more on the shorter side. She's not a big dog, so I wanted to make a bigger dog. I wanted to improve her bone. She has decent bone, but she's, like I said, she's a smaller dog, but she's also a female. I wanted to increase all of them things, and just pretty much anything that she lacked, Bucks had, was his strong suit. So I went and just figured, let's see what happens when we put this together. And she also carries the genetics of black and tan like he does. He carries the black and tan gene. So what we do, we end up having black and tan puppies. I've been wanting a black and tan puppy for years, so hey. And then we had a couple of them, so the price went up on those because it's not promised to happen again. Kiki has a great top line, great angulation. Her lips are a little bit loose, so I needed a male to tighten the lip and the muzzle up, to fix her muzzle, tighten her lips up, fix her movement. Her movement's not the best, so I wanted to fix that. Bucks had that. And stuff like that. There's a lot that goes into this. It's not just breeding. You take 2 dogs and breed them together. I try to explain this to everybody. I'm very, particular about how I do these things. So there's that. Then when you have litters, I went off a little bit off track, so we're gonna go back to the litters now. when I have these litters, I've already talked about what it costs to have a litter. Now, when you have these litters, you got to pay for C-sections sometimes. If the dog is, it doesn't have a lot of puppies in her, she's not going to go into labor. So you'll have to do emergency C-section. Emergency C-sections cost money. They cost about $1,000 to $1,200, or if you just want to make sure you're going to get all those puppies out, they got a lot of puppies in them. Sometimes these dogs can have about 17 puppies. So you want to make sure you're going to get all of them out. If you're not experienced with doing natural birthings, they may have trouble. So you want to make sure you just do a C-section and get them all out. So that's going to cost you a lot, about $1,200. Then you got to get their tails docked after a couple of days. That's, going to run you a couple $100. Then you got shots. You got vet visits. Let's say you had to do reverse progesterones to see if she was ready for her C-sections. You have to do you're not sleeping at that. Let's not forget about that. Them first 2-3 weeks of whelping, you're not sleeping for real so half the time. This last litter I had, it was a breeze, man. Compared to my last litter. My last litter, I had the bottle feed for the first 3 weeks. I had the syringe feed. So that means I'm bottle feeding 8 puppies. So by the time I get done bottle feeding, only got 30 minutes in between intervals of feeding that until I have to do it all over again. I'm doing it all around the clock. I didn't sleep for like 2.5 weeks. I didn't get to lay in my bed for about 3 weeks. So let's not forget about that. And most breeders, you got to respect the fact that we're taking our homes and turning our homes into this whole facility, like this care facility. Like, look at this is my kitchen right now. With the other half of my kitchen, this is my dining room. I got an incubator, I got all the stuff. I got a whelping box. I got 2 whelping boxes over here, heat lamps running. It's taking over my whole area right here. This is what I want to do because this is what I like to do and I want everybody to enjoy this breed. So you have to respect that too. It's just little things. It's just things that y'all don't understand that I want you guys to understand. It's not that we're just trying to just put this, this price on these dogs and just get over on you guys, because that is not the case. I couldn't sell these dogs for no less, man, and then get by and properly care for the rest of my dogs, because I love all my dogs, I love every single one of them. They're like my children, so I have to do what I have to do to take care of them. And then now we're going to get into my process of purchasing a puppy, the purchasing process. All right, with me, when you want to purchase a puppy, deposits are $500. Once you send a deposit, I will then send you a contract that'll, has your, cover, shows what your health guarantee covers, has your name, your address, phone number, all your information, to cover both of us and just your guidelines, the care of the dog and my expectations of you once you receive your puppy, and expectations of me when you receiving your puppy, making sure the dog is in good health and taken care of and stuff like that. Everything, both of us are covered under that. And then I don't take a remaining balance. So let's say you send me the deposit and get the contract. You don't have to pay me to, the remaining balance. So the puppies are 6 weeks old. Then we also make arrangements for transportation for the puppy. If you're far away and don't want to make the drive, I can arrange a ground transport or a flight pet nanny for your dog that'll fly to your nearest airport and stuff like that. We get all that situated at 6 weeks, so that way when puppies are 8 weeks, we know where everyone's going. We know how, the way everything's going to go and where everyone's going, and everything's mapped out, and everybody can get there forever, go to their forever homes, and everybody's happy. And like I said, I try to plan these breedings out at the best of my ability. Nothing's ever promised. It's nature. When you're dealing with nature, sometimes dogs don't take. That's why I do not take deposits until I know that for a fact, the dog is, pregnant or, expecting. And even then, I only take about a couple deposits until the litter's here. And then that's when we take, I start taking more deposits, but also deposits picks are in the order of deposits. It always messes, it's like a tongue twister to me all the time. Picks are always in the order of deposits. So the quicker you get a deposit in with me, the higher pick you get. Let's say you're first to send me a deposit, you're gonna get first pick. Then the person after that, so on, second, third, fourth, fifth. And first pick male, first pick female, first pick, second pick male, second pick female. What else can we go over? that's pretty much all I really wanted to cover. I just wanted you guys to understand, you know, what goes into these dogs, and you know why the price is what it is, and the market, you know, for these dogs. I mean, I can't. Some people, I mean, understand. There's people that breed these dogs and have jobs that just do this as a hobby. If you're a hobby breeder, yeah, you can sell the dogs for $2,800. I know you see other people selling for $25, $28. That's because it's probably, that's their hobby. They're not really, you know, all in with it. They, you know, they have a job that's paying their bills, and they don't really do this full time. I do this full time. I have a lot of dogs. They probably only have, you know, 4 or 5 dogs. I have 9 and counting. I plan on having 12 to 13 dogs by the end of this year, maybe more. It just depends. And then I'm also going out and buying the best stock I possibly can to just build the best program I possibly can. So if you believe in my program, then you understand, you got to believe them and understand my price. I mean, quality, you know, you're paying for quality at the end of the day. But I mean, that's all I got for you on this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already.